Hello, everybody. This is Sophia Mona Lisa of the Golden Rays Center and the Rose Wheel Mystery School. And today is July 2nd. Now, we have got some pretty fantastic things happening in the sky today. And there's this overarching theme around these various aspects that have to do with the Divine Mother. And specifically, I was inspired to name this journal, Receive the Divine Mother's Transmission for You and for humanity today. Now, Sophia started working me on this journal last night after I went to bed. I was aware that these aspects would be happening today. I was looking forward to them. And that's when she took the opportunity to start working with me around what it is that she is desiring for me to share with you through this journal. So let's take a look at what's going on in the sky today. Here we are. We've got two big aspects and two big shifts of energy. So first thing that you need to know is that Neptune stationed retrograde today. And, we've been looking at Neptune at that 29-degree point in Pisces, which is his own realm, that source realm. And you can see here he's stationing retrograde at 29:56. That's 4 minutes away from crossing into that threshold of Aries. Now, I've already talked to you in the video journal that I did yesterday, which is called The Imminent Awakening of the Christ Race. So in there yesterday, because we were dealing with Saturnia, who just recently stationed retrograde, I gave you the whole spiel about what it means when these luminary bodies go on a vision quest through their retrograde journeys. So yes, we are in the midst of another retrograde, vision quest through that source field. What is it that you require before that 33rd strand of the Sophia code gets activated in March of 2025, which will be happening at this degree, 29 degrees of Neptune, and conjunct the North Node and Neptune in March. That's going to be a spectacular event. So that's the big thing, the big shift that happened early this morning. And then, oops, I forgot. Let me pause and put that in here. Hold on a second. I see a blank spot. Just a second. Okay, there we go. And then early this morning at 7:53 a.m. Eastern time, Mercury from Cancer at that 29 mastery degree of every astrological sign makes a trine to Neptune retrograde, again at that 29 degrees mastery point of Pisces. So you see Neptune stationed retrograde prior to this exact trine between Mercury in Cancer and Neptune at 7:53. So prior to 7:53 a.m. Eastern is when it's stationed retrograde. Now this is big because we know that Mercury is the cosmic messenger. Hello, blue light, blue light. There's a message, there's a broadcast, there's a transmission coming through. coming through from Cancer, that realm of the Great Mother, the Divine Mother, okay? In trine to Neptune and Pisces, which is that golden ray coming down from your mighty I am presence, your stream of light, your individual stream of light from the great central sun. This is going to be a powerful message, okay? And of course, with the trine, it's a path of most allowance. And so it's beautiful that it's set up this way, because we know that the Divine Mother in those yin frequencies is very soft, very gentle, very supportive. She is desiring for us to receive this transmission from her. Okay. Now, after the trine between Mercury and Neptune, Mercury will then cross over the threshold of Cancer to 0 degrees of Leo. And then much later today, 9:41 p.m. Eastern, and right now it's 12:54 p.m. So we have about 8 hours as of this recording before this happens. Venus, who is also in Cancer at 19 degrees of Cancer, will be trining Saturnia, who retrograde recently and is also in Pisces, as is Neptune. So we've got 2 trines happening today from Cancer to Pisces, both Cancer and Pisces water signs. We know the water element has to do also with the Divine Mother. Now, this is the thing I want to bring your awareness to, in particular regarding this second trine. We are currently in a Venus synodic cycle, a 19-month cycle for the Leo divine royalty goddess. We are still in that second phase, the Inanna underworld phase. We've had the resurrection seed point where Venus and the sun came together in the underworld, and now Venus is rising up out of the underworld, and she hasn't quite made it yet. She will rise as evening star in 8 days. And I talk about that in the video I did yesterday, the imminent awakening of the Christ race. And if you didn't see it, I will put it up at the end for you to be able to look at that. But that third phase, the evening star phase, the ascent phase, doesn't actually begin until August, when we have that first gate activation. So I want you to be really conscious that all of this that is happening today, and including Venus, who is the Leo divine royalty goddess in this aspect with Saturnia and Pisces, is still happening through the underworld. Okay. So first I'm going to show you the chart of the Mercury trine Neptune retrograde, which is why it's highlighted. And then I'm going to show you the chart of Venus trining Saturnia retrograde, which is why I highlighted it. So those are 2 big aspects today that we're going to look at that are related to this huge message coming in for humanity from source, from the Divine Mother, from source, you know, coming in through your personal light stream from source, your divine light. Okay. So let's take a look at this chart. And as a spoiler alert, there is another very big aspect coming up in just a few days that's related to this, and I'm going to give you a little bit of information about that before I complete this journal. All right, so here we go. Here is the chart. This is the chart for Mercury trining. I've got to find a spot so that you can see everything. There. Mercury trining Neptune. Here's Mercury, right? 29 degrees. Notice, this is huge. Notice that in this chart for this exact trine, the ascendant is at 27.5 degrees. So Mercury has just crossed the threshold of the ascendant and is conjunct the ascendant within a couple of degrees for this exact trine. Okay. Now, here's the trine up here to Neptune retrograde. So the cosmic messenger conjunct the ascendant in the first house. This is important. I'm going to explain why in a minute. Trining your divine light from your I am presence in the 9th house. So what this means is, as a part of this message, you are going to be learning something from your inner guru, right? Your divine light that comes down and anchors here. You're going to be learning something about yourself in terms of who you know yourself to be as an extension of source, as being one with the divine mother. We have a tendency, particularly from the patriarchal structure, to put our parents into a hierarchical place of authority. And the divine mother and the divine father are, and our relationship with the divine mother and the divine father are very much mirrors. They are the most subtle of the 7 Essene mirrors of our relationship with our earthly mother, our earthly father. So part of what this transmission is about is shifting us out of this hierarchical separation consciousness into unity consciousness, right? Pisces, 29 degrees of Pisces, mastering of this consciousness, this frequency, this awareness that we are all one. And thus, the divine mother, the divine father is not something that someone or an energy that we look up to, but is an integral part of us that we are one with. So part of this message is around helping you to understand that there is no difference between you and the divine mother. We are embodiments of the divine mother. We are the divine mother. And you will have heard me say in yesterday's video journal, I am the presence of Violet Tara. Violet Tara being an aspect of the divine mother. I am one with Violet Tara. And so this is a huge piece of this transmission that's coming through. Now, this is so super groovy. In the journal that I did yesterday, I spent a lot of time talking about this sacred feminine TP that was in the sky, that will be in the sky 8 days from now on July 10th, when Venus rises as evening star. And on that day, it will be actually a sacred masculine No, sacred, it is. It's a sacred feminine. TP. Sorry, getting confused because Helen's was a sacred masculine. Okay. So what we can see is 8 days prior to that event on the 10th, when Venus rises as evening star, we already have this sacred feminine TP up in the sky that is working with us. So we know that this TP is a sacred container for the presence of the sacred feminine to be able to create a very high frequency, leading edge reality. Now, what you'll notice here is up here at the top of this TP, you'll see that Mercury is at a sextile to Uranus, who's at 26 degrees. So that's a 3-degree sextile. And Uranus is conjunct the moon, who is the ruler of Cancer, at 28 degrees. So now we're at about just a little over a degree in that sextile. Remember the sextile, the BFFs working together, that's got your back. And because of her proximity, the moon's proximity at 28 degrees, it also includes the goddess Sedna. She's a divine mother goddess, but she's in Gemini at 1 degree. So while this is a sacred feminine TP, now we've got some of this sacred masculine energies coming in from the air element of Gemini. And this is happening also at the base. Remember, this is all happening prior to the sacred feminine TP of the July 10th event coming up. Mercury at 29 Cancer is standing across the sky from Pluto and Osiris. They're both retrograde and they're both at 1 to 2 Aquarius. So, you know, within a 4-degree, less than a 4-degree orb, definitely an opposition here to create the base of this TP. But they are in Aquarius. Again, air element. That's why this part of the TP is being able to be made from Osiris and Pluto to Sedna, because they're all hovering right around that 1-degree point in the air element. Why is this significant? Because the air element has to do with communication. It has to do with frequencies. It has to do with broadcasting. Mercury, the cosmic messenger, is the ruler of Gemini. And what's going on over here in Aquarius? Everything in Aquarius is high frequency, quantum frequency. So not only is the sacred feminine bringing through this high frequency reality, her message is a high frequency quantum message. You've got to be able to tap into your Christ heart to receive this message from the Divine Mother through the quantum field, through your Christ heart. This is huge. This is huge. Who is helping us? Yeshua. Yeshua, our inner Christ consciousness, is helping us to receive this message from the Divine Mother. Now, we know that Osiris is the cosmic Christ. We know that Pluto is the cosmic transformer. We know that Uranus is the cosmic liberator. Something serious is going on here. And as I say serious, let me bring your awareness to the star that is informing this event. And it is the star Sirius. Wait till you find out what this star's frequencies are all about. Notice that in this chart, he is in the 12th house. This house, which is ruled by Neptune and by Pisces. This leading edge reality that is being birthed within the sacred feminine teepee goes back to what I shared yesterday. The awakening, right? Uranus and Aquarius of the Christ race, the cosmic Christ, the inner Christ. And there is something about your awakening as an embodied Christed being, a member of the Christ race, that the Divine Mother wants you to know about you, about yourself, who you are as a Christed being. And that's the message, the high frequency quantum message that she's sending through today. Now, we know that Sedna gives us these leading edge tools to be able to work in this higher realm. And so we're dealing with light languages, we're dealing with the cosmic diamond, high frequency tools that she has allowed us to have access to. Notice that she is in the 11th house. Notice that Uranus and the moon are in the 11th house. The 11th house ruled by Uranus, ruled by Aquarius, okay? So this is a liberation of the collective consciousness of humanity. This is a broadcast that is going out to the collective consciousness of humanity. This is why I said in my title, receive the Divine Mother transmission for you personally, because it's very personal, and for humanity. Okay, it's all right there. Okay, but you're going to have to tap into your Christ heart to get the message. And that's the piece that Sophia was telling me as I'm trying to go to sleep, that she wanted me to come into this journal, share all this information, and then she wants me to show you. I know I've demonstrated it before, but she wants me to show you again how to tap into your Christ heart. So I will be doing that later on in the journal. Now, what's really important for you personally, okay? This is what's going on in the sky. This is what's telling us what the collective consciousness of humanity is receiving. It's not telling us what the message for you is, only that there is a message for you, okay? So you need to take this aspect and where it's located in these signs, and you need to overlay it on your own solar return chart so that you can have a clue, right? A jumping off place for what your message is all about. So what I've done just to kind of facilitate that in your mind in terms of what it is that I'm asking you to do is I'm showing you my own solar return chart and how I have placed these aspects over my solar return chart in the same location as they are up here, okay? Just to see where in my solar return chart might I be getting activated through this sacred feminine TP that's in the sky right now today. And you will notice that my own solar Neptune is being activated. Notice that my solar Neptune, again in Pisces, the realm that he is the Lord of, in the 12th house, the house that both he and Pisces rule. So that's huge for me. Notice over here, my solar Pluto, it's at that mastery point of Capricorn. And then Sekhmet, my solar Sekhmet, is very close to that 1 degree point where Pluto and Osiris are in the sky up here. Okay, so I've got some sovereignty elements of my own message. Notice that it's in that 10th house, my solar MC. What did I tell you about the apex of the yod for July 10th that is in Sagittarius with Yeshua and the galactic center, right? We talked about seeking for the inner Christ, finding the inner Christ, and now being about the work of our Father, our divine Father, right? That's that 10th house. I've always referred to it as the work that you will be known for, which is basically, you know, your legacy. It's not your job. And I love, since they gave me that scripture yesterday, love knowing that this 10th house is our personal work that has to do with the Father's work. Isn't it fascinating that Pluto, who represents your soul mission, for me, is in that house about my Father's work. So this whole year, my soul mission work and the way it's unfolding through me is related to being about my Father's work. And so the other thing I just want to point out here, which is significant, and I'm not going to do like a whole reading on my chart because I know what it's saying and you don't need to know what it's saying. I'm just trying to show you how to overlay the aspects that are up here onto your chart to see where in your solar return chart you're being activated. Why am I saying solar return chart? Because your solar return chart is your evolutionary pathway from your most recent birthday to your next birthday. It's your ascension path. That's why I'm saying, look there. But I also want to tell you that this is very dynamic. While we may be focused on the solar return chart, because that is our ascension path, there may be significant aspects in your natal chart because it all works together. These frequencies blend together. And sure enough, look at this. Where Mercury is at 29 degrees, 56 minutes of Cancer, he's right next to my natal north node within 20 minutes. That's less than a half of a minute. That is like such a minute space that's like thinner than a strand of hair. Okay, that's being activated. My natal north node is being activated. This is huge. And of course, your natal north node, as is mine, has to do with the way in which you intended for your soul mission to unfold through you. So there's a lot of intricacies that I could go into in terms of the fact that my solar Pluto is right across the sky from my natal north node. But I won't even go into it. But this is why I want you to show you that it's really gets really intricate. Okay. But this piece you need to do for yourself in order to really get clear on what the message that's coming in for you from the Divine Mother today is all about. All right, so now let's go look at this chart, which is Venus trine Saturnia. Look at this. The TP is still in the sky, but I want you to see something. This TP here for Mercury trine Neptune, which remember happened around sometime 7 o'clock this morning Eastern. Notice that primarily, with the exception of Mercury, everything here in this TP is above the horizon, right? You've got the horizon. You have above the horizon, which is all transpersonal frequencies. Then you have below the horizon, which is all personal frequencies. So while the Mercury trine Neptune is transpersonal above the horizon, look at what happens later tonight when Venus trine Saturnia. It is all below the horizon, with, I should say, the exception of Pluto, because look at where the ascendant is. The ascendant and the descendant, that axis is the horizon. They're at 1 degree, 31 minutes. So the cosmic crisis at 1 minute, 37 degrees, is 37 minutes. 1 degree, 37 minutes. So he's 6 minutes below the horizon. Look at Mercury. He's gone into Leo, but he is at 0 degrees, 59 minutes. So he is still below and in the underworld, or below the horizon in the personal. But Pluto at 1:20, he's 11 minutes still above the horizon. Okay, so yes, you heard me slip and say the underworld. Yes, we know that below the horizon is the realm of the underworld. How do we know that? Because I've talked to you about the Mercury superior conjunction, which is Mercury and the Sun coming together above the horizon, and the Mercury inferior conjunction, which is Mercury and the Sun coming together below the horizon. And that happens in the underworld. So yes, above the horizon, transpersonal, below the horizon, personal, and below the horizon in the underworld. Why am I making such a big deal laboring over this with you? Because it's involving Venus. Venus, whose synodic cycle we are in now, that Leo divine royalty goddess who is still in the underworld. Okay, so she's got a message that she's broadcasting as well to the Divine Mother that is going to be incorporated in the message that comes from the Divine Mother. Because remember, when she ascends, or when she rises as morning star on the 10th, 8 days from now, it's a month later where that ascent journey gets activated. What are we going to be doing through that ascent journey that we've never done before? We are going to be rising through our crystalline body, higher octave chakras. What is that crystalline body? That's the realm of the ascended masters. That's the realm of your ascended master self. Freaking phenomenal. Now look here. When I did the video journal yesterday about the imminent awakening of the Christ race, and you're in the clip where I'm doing Helen's 23rd strand DNA activation. We're talking about Venus rising as morning star. And I explained to Helen, how do you know Venus is rising as morning star? Because she's 10 degrees, exactly 10 degrees away from the sun. When she's moved 10 degrees away, we can finally see her in the sky again. That's how we know that she has risen as the evening star. Look at what's happening with Venus over here, right? This is the Leo goddess in Cancer. She is making a 10-degree orb to Epona, the Celtic horse goddess in Cancer, to the sun, to the star that's informing everything that's happening right now, Sirius, and I am going to share those frequencies with you. Right? From 9 degrees, 46 minutes, where Epona is, up to 19 degrees, 25 minutes, where Venus is. So just maybe, I don't know what, like 20 minutes away from an exact 10-degree orb. I find that a fascinating coincidence. Notice that they're all in the 6th house. That's your day-to-day life. So what's happening with the Leo goddess, the Leo divine royalty goddess in this underworld, is going to be completely changing your day-to-day life when you realize that you are a fully embodied, Christed being, and that veil is removed in September at the very first Virgo Pisces eclipse, which is happening down here where Neptune is at 29 degrees. Okay. So day to day, right? Every breath you breathe, every thought you think, everything you say, everything you do. All right. And how is it through this process can you be aligning your will with thy will, so that from day to day, every thought you think, everything you say, everything you do is completely aligned with your soul mission, your divine mission for why it is that you came to this planet and what you came here to do. Okay, this is a big piece of this. Now, she is trining Saturnia retrograde over here in Pisces in the 2nd house. 2nd house is all about your tangible and intangible resources. And so part of that message coming in from the Divine Mother in terms of what you need to know about yourself as a Christed being is going to include this note, so to speak, that the Leo divine royalty goddess has passed off to her and said, tell them this, don't forget to tell them this, they need to know this too, is going to be about what the resources that you personally will have available to you as this now embodied Christed being. Okay. Part of this, which is so fascinating with the Epona in Cancer, and the fact that this sacred feminine teepee is below the horizon in the personal houses, is that we know that the horse medicine of Epona in Cancer is this keeper of the mysteries, wisdom, right? This is Daymater, the mare-headed Daymater in the cave of initiation. So even this piece ties into the Leo goddess sending a message up from the underworld to the Divine Mother. Please remember to tell them this. They need to know this. These are the resources that they will have available that are a part of what has happened through their own personal transformation through this Inanna underworld journey. Okay, so that's huge. Now, let me go back here. I told you it's really important for you to place the aspect of the TP over your solar return chart. Well, let me remind you, even though this chart looks really different than the Mercury trine Neptune retrograde chart, because it's in the personal houses, not the transpersonal houses, in your solar return chart, that's not going to change, right? In your solar return chart, the TP is still going to be here. So all you need to do now is look at, well, where is this Venus trine Saturnia happening, right? So we've got about 9, almost 10 to 19 degrees in Cancer. And then Saturnia is at 19. So you could use the same orb, 10 to 19, because of the activation of these frequencies. So you just go up here to your personal chart, and you're looking for 10 to 19 degrees of Cancer. Well, there aren't any luminary bodies here, but what is very telling is that it's in my 3rd solar house. We know that that house is ruled by Gemini. We know that it's ruled by Mercury. And then we want to look over here, 10 to 19 degrees of Pisces. And whoa, look at this. My solar Magdalene, my inner Sophia consciousness is being activated by that trine of Venus to Saturnia, and it's in my 11th house. And of course, we talked about the 11th house, right? Ruled by Aquarius, ruled by Uranus. And isn't it interesting that in my solar return chart, that my 11th house is beginning in Aquarius and then going into Pisces? That's fascinating. I mean, my 11th house could have started over here in Gemini and gone into Cancer. All right. So you want to look closely at that, because that'll again give you tips in terms of what the resources you will now have at the completion of this Inanna underworld journey, because of the alchemical process that you personally have gone through in the underworld. And the Leo royalty goddess wants to make sure you know what they are. I mean, I can already see like this what mine are, okay? You want to know what yours are. This is freaking powerful, powerful. Okay, the next piece that I want to show to you is how to do this whole tapping into the Christ heart. Because Sophia specifically asked me to demonstrate that to you. And I love this image with this quote from Paramahansa Yogananda, because it absolutely ties in with the whole theme of this video journal about receiving this transmission from the Divine Mother. And so he says, Divine Mother, I heard thy voice in the speaking fragrance of the rose. I heard thy voice in the lisping whispers of my devotion. I heard thy voice beneath the din of my noisiest thoughts. It was thy love that spoke through the voice of friendship. I touched thy tenderness in the softness of the lily. This is beautiful. This is absolutely beautiful. Read this again and tap into the energy of this love message to the Divine Mother, and feel that as you're tapping into your Christ heart to receive your message from the Divine Mother, for you to hear her voice speaking to you. Okay, so let me take time now to demonstrate, and I'm going to stop the share to do this, and then we'll come back to the slides to demonstrate how to tap into your Christ heart. And so there's a reason for everything that I'm going to show you. Okay, so you want to put your left hand, right? That's the feminine side of your body, onto your heart space. Now, your 3D heart chakra is there. We know that the Christ heart is in the crystalline body at a higher frequency. But, you know, our field goes like this. So this is still a way to tap into your Christ heart by putting your left hand on your heart chakra. When you put your left hand on your heart chakra, this is a neurological signal, okay, that you are getting ready to tap into your Christ heart. And every time you do this practice, and every time you put your left hand on your heart chakra, you will tap in faster and faster and faster to your Christ heart because of this neurological signal, right? The more you practice this, the more you strengthen that neurological signal, boom, it happens in the blink of an eye, okay? So you also want to close your eyes. We will do that in a minute. And what we're going to do is we want to bring our heart center and our mind into coherence, right? We want them to go from this and this to this together, okay? That's coherence. So to bring them into coherence, you have to use a special kind of a breath. And that special breath is 3 slow inhales and 6 slower exhales. And you just repeat that inhale, exhale of the 3 slow inhales, the 6 slower exhales. Now, I recommend that you do a series of 9 cycles, right? 9 cycles of the inhale and the exhale. So I'm going to go ahead and close my eyes. I'm going to go through the 9 cycles of the 3 slow inhales, the 6 slower inhales, and I'm inviting you to do this practice with me right now, kind of as a kinesthetic learning tool. And as you're doing it, I want your awareness to be on that eternal sun that you are, that holy fire that you are in your Christ heart. And I want you to not only envision your holy fire, your divine self, I want you to feel its presence as you're going deeper and deeper and deeper into your Christ heart with each one of those breath cycles. Okay, so go ahead and close your eyes. Put your left hand on your heart, and we will now begin with the 3 slow inhales. 6 slower exhales. And continue another 8 cycles. I will prompt you when we are complete. Going deeper into your Christ heart. Watching that holy fire. Feeling the presence of your sacred flame, your eternal sun. Seeing your eternal sun become brighter and larger, brighter and larger. And your eternal sun has become so large, your entire body is now engulfed in the light that you are. And now you can just wiggle your fingers and toes very softly and gently to come back into this external reality. So that's how you tap into the Christ heart. And that's what you want to do. You want to do the 9 cycles of the breath. You want to see your eternal sun. You want to feel its presence. You want to see it getting larger and larger. And then when you've done the 9 cycles, just ask the Divine Mother, what personal message do you have for me? Okay. Now, it will help if you have an image of the Divine Mother that you can connect with. Okay. And we've talked about various embodiments of the Divine Mother in our work with the Galactic New Earth Project. Here are some. Of course, you know I've talked a lot about Violet Tara. You can see her as you're speaking to the Divine Mother. We've got Sedna, the goddess of transmutation. You may want to use Sedna as an embodiment of the Divine Mother, since she's such an integral part of this TP. Of course, we have Kuan Yin. Now, she's the goddess of the Pisces realm, right? The goddess of compassion. You may resonate more with her. She would be a good embodiment of the Divine Mother to connect with, because these frequencies are also involved in the TP. And then, of course, Mother Mary, right? Embodiment of divine mercy. So whichever embodiment of the Divine Mother that resonates with you, it may be one from some other culture like Sekhmet, like Isis, or any from the Native American traditions like white buffalo calf woman, okay? Whichever embodiment of the Divine Mother, because remember, we're all one. They are us, we are them, we are one. So it doesn't matter. But if you can find an embodiment that you can connect with, remember, the form helps you move into the formless. Okay. All right. At this point, I want to remind you that these 3 embodiments of the Divine Mother, along with Violet Tara, are the Divine Mother allies that will be working with us in the Sophia-Christ Mentorship Program. And that September eclipse at 29 degrees of Pisces on the Virgo-Pisces axis is that kickoff point for the whole new eclipse season that this Sophia-Christ Mentorship Program was built on by Sophia. So if you're at all thinking about, would this be good for me? The link will be in the box below. You can go check it out. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out for me. If you want to do a free 15-minute Zoom call so we can talk about it, we can do that, okay? Because I'm here as an emissary on behalf of Sophia to help support you. So don't hesitate to reach out in that way. Now, the third aspect that's coming up in a few days that's highly significant and links to the two aspects that are happening today, right? Mercury trining Neptune retrograde, which happened early this morning, and Venus trining Saturnia retrograde, which will happen later tonight. On the 5th, the day after the United States of America celebrates its independence, is the new moon in Cancer. This is a divine mother new moon. And I always say that new moons are about planting seeds of consciousness. And so you will have received your message from the divine mother between today and the 5th. And that message is going to be planting a new field of consciousness within your quantum field that is specific for you in terms of how you are embodying your Christ self. It's huge. Now, what's spectacular about this new moon is it is 2 minutes away from being an exact conjunction with the star Sirius. And remember what I said, the star Sirius is the informing star for the aspects that are happening today and is continuing to inform us through that new moon on the 5th. Actually, if I recall correctly, I think that Sirius will be informing us through the 8th of this month. Okay. Now, let's look at this excerpt from the Pegasus Products website. And I use that Pegasus Products website as a quickie reference because, let me stop my share now. That website was developed initially by, hold on a second, I'm going to show you this. One of the authors of this book, Starlight Elixirs and Cosmic Vibrational Healing. Okay, I referenced this in the video journal I did yesterday called The Imminent Awakening of the Christ Race. So this is a really great book. I highly recommend it. And I highly recommend the Pegasus Products website too, which, just going back to the slides, if you go to pegasusproducts.com/shop/starlight-elixirs/ there's a search box and you can search any of the stars there. So this is just an excerpt. This is the big thing that Sirius frequencies are about. Vibrational shift. Well, let's think about this. If we are going to be sovereign masters that have fully embodied our Christed self, what is that? That's a huge vibrational shift. So, as an excerpt, on the highest level of transformational work and everything that we've been going through while the Leo divine royalty goddess has been in this Inanna underworld journey, has been transformational work, alchemical work. There is energy for the ability of the person to shift vibration, to change the vibration of the physical body to match better that of the spirit, to be able to change the vibration to higher dimensional levels. With these frequencies, one can observe significantly enhanced communication between the subtle bodies, significantly enhanced communication with your Christ heart, because we know the Christ heart is that higher octave chakra that is in our crystalline body. Communication will tend to be enhanced between the physical and etheric bodies. So this new moon in Cancer conjunct Sirius is absolutely connected to the 2 trines happening today, to Venus rising as evening star on the 10th, 5 days after this new moon. And all of this is related to that very first eclipse in September at that mastery point of Pisces, the very first eclipse of the whole new eclipse season, the Virgo Pisces axis, which is the path of Sophia-Christ. So I hope that that has been really inspiring information, really encouraging, exciting information for you to receive today. I hope with my whole heart that you will use the practice that I demonstrated to you today, tomorrow. We've got the 4th and the 5th to be tapping in, receiving your transmission from the Divine Mother. And beloveds, if you at all would like to book a Divine Mother transmission reading with me around these 3 amazing events, right? What are the 3 amazing events? The Mercury trine Neptune retrograde, the Venus trine Saturnia retrograde, and the new moon in Cancer conjunct Sirius. We'll look at all of that to try to get a more complete picture around your personal message from the Divine Mother and that new field of consciousness that she is planting in your personal quantum field. So if you'd like to have that reading, you can email me at sophiamonalisa79@gmail.com. Remember, I spell my name Sophia with an F. Okay? All right. So before I say goodbye, I just want to encourage you also to incorporate in your daily spiritual practice these very potent I am statements. Why am I encouraging you to incorporate them in your daily practice? Because every time you say, I am, you are connecting with your divine light. You are connecting with divine source, and you are activating it in your life. Every time you say, I am, boom, source, your divine self is now ready to act through you, within you, and through you. So whatever you say after I am is what you're creating and manifesting in your reality. And when you say these I am statements, tap into your Christ heart. See and feel the presence of your eternal Son, of Sophia-Christ. See and feel the pure light in the pure love that you are. Do that first to empower these activating, manifesting statements for you. I am the presence of the new heaven and the new earth, bringing that reality right here for us. I am always loving obedience unto the light. This is like a whole leading edge way of saying, Father, let my will be thy will. I am always loving obedience unto the light. So thank you very much, beloveds, for sticking with me through this journal. Please, if it was at all meaningful to you, please give it a thumbs up so that we can get it out to more people. This is my link to my YouTube channel at the Roseville Mystery School. Please subscribe and click on the bell so that you can be notified as I'm coming out with more content. Excuse me. And if you at all resonate with my work and it has value to you, if you would like to demonstrate that by buying me a cup of coffee, this is the link to buy me a coffee, and that will be in the description box as well. So until the next time, I am sending you my love from my heart to your heart, from my light to your light, which is the one light. We are one. Thank you, loves. Take care. Bye-bye.